Her mouth twisted into a victorious smirk as the judge announced the ruling. "That's the kind of grin that doesn't just mock, it annihilates you," her lawyer commented, tossing a smug glance in my direction. "The house, the business, the children, all awarded to Mrs. Rivers." The gavel's sharp rap against the wood sealed the decision, and she leaned toward me, her voice a soft whisper meant only for my ears. "Go on, try to challenge me," she murmured, her words dripping with the sweet sting of triumph. "I'm untouchable. 8 years of marriage erased. 12 years of tireless effort stolen. $8.7 million in savings now hers alone. She left me with an empty apartment and a lawyer's invoice I couldn't pay. We'd met in college, she a pre-law student with piercing eyes. I a coder building my first software project in a tiny dorm. She said my ambition drew her in and I believed her. She called me her soulmate, and I mistook it for devotion. In reality it was strategy. When my company went public, she pressed me to combine our finances into shared accounts. "It's us against the world," she'd said, her tone brimming with sincerity. The night she walked away, she didn't bother with her clothes, just left arm in arm with my attorney Tom Fletcher. I should have noticed the clues then. Two people united by legal schemes, not loyalty. The first crack showed 6 months before the divorce. Her phone always face down. Her laughter just out of earshot. Then came the evening she returned, her clothes tinged with the sharp metallic scent of Tom's expensive cologne. She saw the realization dawn in my eyes and offered not regret but a satisfied smile. The betrayal didn't break me. It honed my determination. When the court took my children, something inside me turned to steel. No more begging, no more anger, just a singular purpose. She thought she'd left me with nothing. She was wrong. Hidden among my grandfather's war medals was his old savings passbook, a worn keepsake from 1960. I'd planned to close it, expecting a few $100s at best, enough for a cheap drink and a long directionless drive. At the bank, the young teller took the passbook, her fingers pausing over the keys before she stopped. Her eyes darted from the screen to me, her face paling. "Sir," she whispered, voice shaking, "this account has been accruing interest since 1960. I frowned. "Accruing?" She turned the monitor toward me. The balance glared back. 8 digits starting with a 3. $38,417,924. I couldn't speak. I barely breathed. My grandfather's words rang in my head. "Patience is your strongest weapon," he'd said. "The greedy always lack it." He'd meant it literally. That day I was no longer penniless, nor was I forgiving. Over the next 6 months I rebuilt in secret. A new identity, new accounts, a new company. I invested through anonymous shell corporations, quietly buying back shares of my old business. While she and Tom flaunted their stolen wealth, I was eroding their foundation. Tom, her careless lawyer lover, made my task simpler. A quiet rumor here, a discreet leak there. Enough to plant doubt in his firm's mind. I fed their rivals just enough to pique their interest. 3 months later, Tom faced a temporary suspension pending an inquiry. As for her, she treasured the house. The one I'd built, the one she'd claimed. I arranged for its mortgage to be sold when the bank bundled its loans, transferring it to a holding company I controlled. When she missed 2 payments, distracted by her newfound freedom, I initiated foreclosure. The notice arrived on their anniversary, a chilling surprise at her door. I didn't stop there. She'd poured her fortune into a single trust, believing it untouchable. But Tom was its trustee. When his reputation collapsed, the trust froze and her accounts were seized. She tried contacting me then. I let her calls go unanswered. Instead, I sent her a single envelope with a photocopy of my grandfather's passbook and a short note. "Time has been my friend." Months later I saw her by chance, or perhaps fate, in a grocery store. Her face was bare, her hair disheveled, her hands clutching cash for her items. She froze when our eyes met. For a brief moment I almost felt pity. Almost. "I've lost everything," she whispered, her voice frail. "How did you manage it?" I cut her off. "Patience," I said, my voice steady. "The one thing the greedy never have." Her eyes lingered, as if I were a ghost. Perhaps I was. The man she betrayed was long gone. Now I live simply, avoiding extravagance. Revenge no longer fuels me, it's finished. Justice isn't driven by fury. It's shaped with care. She thought herself untouchable. She just hadn't waited long enough to see what time does to arrogance. I waited. And when the moment came, I mirrored her smile.